Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the Dodge Charger Banshee, a once promising future for Dodge, cancelled before we could even get the final release. Previously, Stellantis was trying to retire the famous Hemi V8s in favor of both these EV Chargers and the 3-liter twin-turbo Hurricane. The world of Stellantis is rapidly changing, as they were gung-ho about EVs, but now a mix of strong backlash from consumers and Mopar fans, some EV demand drying up, government EV mandates reversed, and Carlos Tavares being ousted as CEO has led to this dramatic change in strategy, as Stellantis is reversing course on many of their EVs or just cancelling them. So today we'll talk about the cancellation of the Banshee, starting with going over what it was and the power it could have had, then look at the cancellation of it and the slow sales of the Daytona Charger EV, the Charger EV failure, and Stellantis reversing other decisions, and finally my closing thoughts and opinions on this polarizing vehicle. So let's begin. So first, let's go over what the Banshee was if you weren't aware. If you remember a few years ago in 2022, Dodge's EV plan actually began with the Charger Daytona SRT concept. This car was unofficially named the Banshee, and it received Banshee fender badges in place of where the typical Hellcat or Demon badges would be found. Dodge chose the Daytona nameplate once again, paying homage to the first vehicle to break 200 miles an hour on a NASCAR track in 1970. The Banshee name was to represent the new propulsion system, similar to how the Hellcat and Demon names represented their engines. This vehicle was supposed to be the range-topping, all-electric halo car for Dodge, built on the Stella Large platform. Dodge released this Daytona Banshee during their Speed Week event in August 2022. They also brought it all around the auto show circuit in North America in 2022 and 2023. I believe Dodge had hopes of catching competitors like the Tesla Model S Plaid with this. The Banshee was supposed to use 800-volt architecture and a patent-pending 2-speed erupt transmission. Dodge claimed it would be faster than a Hellcat in all the key performance measures, helped by the standard all-wheel drive to help launching off the line. Dodge had planned 3 different Charger Daytona EVs, each with 3 power levels, so RT, Scat Pack, and Banshee, and then each would have a base, E-Stage 1, and E-Stage 2 upgrades. During that Speed Week in 2022, former Dodge CEO Tim Kuniskis said, quote, "The Charger Daytona will launch with 3 power levels, all the way up to this 800-volt Banshee system, but we're also developing 9 power levels through direct connection." End quote. So again, RT, Scat Pack, and Banshee is what he meant, each with 3 power levels for a total of 9. Dodge never officially confirmed that the Banshee would use a tri-motor layout, but for Dodge to have tried to compete with the Tesla Model S Plaid, they would have had to. A tri-motor setup in this Dodge vehicle would yield around 1,000 to 1,200 horsepower, and that would be enough for Dodge to continue the horsepower wars, and even claim a title such as the most powerful mass-produced sedan or coupe. I always thought the Banshee concept looked good, better than the production version. The front end looks beautifully retro, calling back to the iconic 1968 Dodge Charger with a narrow but wide grille that features white illuminated lighting. Within that grille, we saw the return of the Fratzog badge, shining bright right in the center. This symbol was originally featured on Dodge muscle cars from 1962 through 1976. Dodge added a front R-wing, allowing air to flow through the front opening to enhance downforce and aerodynamics. In the rear, Dodge continued their racetrack look with a full-width square-shaped design and a 3D illuminated Fratzog badge as well. As for what the car rides on, Dodge went with large 21-inch painted pocket wheels with diamond-cut faces, trying to stay aerodynamic with a turbine-like design. The center locks feature a red Fratzog logo, and 6-piston calipers peek through beneath those rims. Again, Dodge has brought out a few versions of this that I was able to get a good look at during the 2022 and 2023 Detroit and Chicago auto shows. One of them was finished in Grays of Thunder paint, and another in Striker Red. The production Charger Scat Pack Daytona did end up pretty similar to the Banshee, released from 2024 to the present. So now moving on to the Banshee being cancelled, this is the next vehicle that Stellantis is axing. According to reports from supplier channels, the Banshee has been completely scrapped. Stellantis is yet to make an official statement, but this makes a lot of sense as the EV Charger sales are truly pathetic. Dodge has sold just 4,642 of these in 2025, one of the slowest selling vehicles in the world. The 2024 numbers were still inflated a bit from the last call 2023 sales of the previous gen, but once it was EV, aka Daytona models only, the sales numbers are barely reaching 1,000 units per month at the peak. It's so bad that the RT Daytona model has already been discontinued and now the Banshee as well, leaving just the Scat Pack available. Also, if no buyers are showing up to dealers for those versions, there's no way a niche and more expensive Charger like the Banshee will have any chance of success. The EVs might be fast, but loyal Dodge customers want the sound and character that a traditional V8 muscle car provided, a thrill of a ride as the car shifts through the gears, and delivers a throaty exhaust note that isn't a fake noise like the Fratsonic chambered exhaust of the Daytona. Many customers simply don't want to buy an EV due to other factors like range anxiety, lack of charging infrastructure, or just a plain traditional mindset. That fake exhaust was also horrible, as Dodge refused to embrace the silence of electric motors, pushing the sound through an amplifier and tuning chamber located at the rear of the vehicle, creating noise and vibration. Moving on, Stellantis has fully reversed course on a lot of their North American EVs. Now the Banshee is gone, along with the Ram 1500 Rev and the Jeep Gladiator 4xe plug-in hybrid. It was also a dumb move to jump from Hellcats and 6.4-liter Hemis straight to the Daytona EV, especially seeing as Dodge does have the Hurricane Charger out this year, which is gas-powered. Previously, Stellantis was trying to retire those famous Hemi V8s in favor of both this and the 3-liter twin-turbo Hurricane. A mix of strong backlash from consumers and Mopar fans, EV demand drying up, government EV mandates reversed, and Carlos Tavares being ousted has led to this dramatic change in strategy. We've already seen the 5.7-liter Hemi V8 return to the 2026 Ram 1500, while the 2026 Durango offers 3 different Hemis in the lineup, and Jeep confirmed that the 6.4-liter Hemi-powered Wrangler Rubicon 392 will also live on as well. Stellantis did release a statement regarding the Banshee, not directly addressing it, but saying they are continuing to reassess their product strategy to align with consumer demand, offering flexible powertrain options, and reviving the plan for future SRT vehicles. So here are my thoughts in closing before the end of this video. With the Banshee gone, how Dodge will utilize its recently revived SRT brand is brought into question. First, I believe Dodge majorly screwed up this strategy in planning for the EV Chargers, somehow making gas-powered cars with 4 doors, which are their bread and butter and exactly what the 2006 to 2023 Charger was, into an afterthought. Former Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares axed those Chargers with no replacement in sight. Hurricane-powered and 4-door models should have hit the market first at the very least as that Charger LX replacement. Somehow, Dodge and Stellantis expected a transition from affordable 4-door Hemi V8s straight to more expensive 2-door EVs would be a good idea, or even remotely work with Dodge's customer and fan base. Dodge always offered a Charger around $30,000 to $35,000 US brand new, but the 2025 Daytona RT started at $59,595, while the Scat Pack was $73,985, with no cheaper offering. The whole Daytona line, whether it was RT, Scat Pack, or Banshee, was doomed from the start. Seems like Dodge also failed to consider that the people that want an EV sports car won't consider an EV Charger. The serious EV buyers and also environmentalists will never consider a Dodge. And the serious Mopar enthusiasts all hated the guts out of this car. As a result, the RT and Banshee are already gone. It seems like Dodge is learning its lesson with those low sales of the Daytona this year. It remains to be seen exactly what they do going forward, but the Hurricane-powered cars should be a bit more popular, and there's always rumors of them bringing back the Hemi V8s again. So that's the end of my rant and the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing about the Banshee and its cancellation. Let me know if you agree with my commentary in the comment section below, and I would love to hear your thoughts on the Daytona Charger. As always, thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe for all your Mopar content, and I'll see you all in the next video.